finally, let me just say a few words about 9/11. And I remember talking to Bill Bennett, who was my first boss in Washington, but I said to Bill, I mean, really, when you think about it, is it really that big a deal? I mean, maybe it'll just be a horrible tragedy, you know, a one-off. Those events in our public life fade into history over time. Their significance diminishes over time. Bill said that will not be the case with this event. 9/11 will increase in significance over time. It will trigger a bunch of changes.
9/11 was your Pearl Harbor. It was a lie.
Okay, well, anyway,
Well,
9/11.
I mean, he's right in that you say that you think it might not have had a big
Excuse me. We have a speaker here. You have plenty of opportunity at the end of this talk to ask questions.
9/11
and
was a
make
lie.
comments.
But I mean,
Fine.
the thing is,
Ladies and
he's the
gentlemen,
party that made it.
if you were not willing to have an orderly discussion, then I will ask you to leave. We will have an opportunity to speak, and you will be called on. But he has been asked here to speak. People have come here to hear him, and you should give him the courtesy of giving his chance to speak, and you will get your opportunity thereafter. You're live, Crystal. See you later.
Nice evening.
You spend time with criminals. You are a criminal.
Excuse me, I've asked you once. If you'd like to stay,
We're leaving.
Goodbye.
You got your wish.
World Trade Center building 7, controlled demolition.
What about Building 7?
Listen, if you'd like to have something to say afterwards, say it afterwards. If you'd like to disrupt, I have to ask you.
I was wondering if you could tell everybody here what exactly was meant in the project for a new American century by a new Pearl Harbor being helpful, and who exactly would it be helpful to?
Yeah, let me explain. The Project for the New American Century is a little think tank that I was chairman of. It's kind of winding down now. There's one sentence in it, which is kind of ludicrous, frankly, life on the internet now, in which Tom Donnelly wrote, it says something like, there needs to be a big defense build-up, but American history suggests, I think he says it like this, that unless there is an attack or some cataclysmic event like Pearl Harbor, it's very hard to get the political will for a defense build-up until the threat is brought home. And that's the context he mentions Pearl Harbor.
So the 9/11 was pretty convenient for the
It wasn't convenient for me. Yeah, that's not worth even debating. It wasn't convenient.
No.
I wish it had never happened. I have no interest in a military buildup for the sake of a military buildup. Some of us thought a military buildup was necessary to help America keep the peace, and I still think that is the case. But we didn't invite 9/11, we didn't applaud 9/11, and we didn't obviously cause 9/11. Anyway, it's a big event, and it's not a lie.
Yeah, it is.
It was an attack which killed 3,000 people, and we reacted.
Mr. Crystal, my name is Kevin Smith. I'm a producer of one of these new media outlets you're talking about. I work for a nationally syndicated radio host on 2 different networks. I am a conservative, sir, not a neoconservative. I believe in the right to possess arms. I believe in property rights. I believe in a sovereign nation. You've mentioned communism quite a few times, kind of tongue-in-cheek, which is strange for you because your father was a Trotskyite and one of the top communists in this country. Laugh all you want.
I will
I'll
laugh
go through
because
your
that-
father's quotes if you want. There are freedom-destroying, liberty-gutting things. I've got a question. Quick comment. Yeah. Kiss more. Sir, due to the fact that Israel recently got kicked out of Lebanon, the Syrian attack is not going on according to plan. I recently saw Richard Holbrooke rein you in on Charlie Rose. He said, I'm on your side, don't get me wrong, but slow down, Bill. He doesn't want to go into Iran right now.
What's your question?
He's getting there. He said we could ask questions after he was done speaking, so let him ask his question.
Excuse me, sir.
I would get there quicker.
Let him ask his question.
You seem to be an avid proponent of war with Iran. Why don't you get yourself a rifle and why don't you join? Head over there. Quit putting the sons and daughters in harm's way. I'm a conservative.
Can I answer the question?
I guess you can, sir. But please, you are the new Joseph Goebbels, and there will be an accountability for what you guys are doing to this world.
You're a traitor.
Excuse me. If you'd like to ask the question.
All your pnac buddies, all
How's
traitors.
that shadow government going for you, Mr. Bobby?
Be happy to see you and all your pnac guys doing the perp walk for your indiscretions with 9/11. We know that you all did it.
Excuse me, sir. He was asked a question. He told you you'd have an opportunity to ask questions, and I think the speaker...
I'm not asking a question. I'm making a statement.
I understand that, and there's an opportunity for speeches and statements in various places.
Sure, we're listening to the trader. Go
We're going to
ahead.
have an answer to the question. Thank you very much.
Mr. Trader, go ahead.
It's always good to see civil discourse. You're entitled to be a conservative, not a neoconservative. Some of my best friends are conservatives and aren't neoconservatives, and some of my friends are paleoconservatives who certainly were against the war in Iraq. Just to clarify the record here, my father was a Trotskyite at age 19. I believe he stopped when he went into the army in 1942 and decided communism was not really workable, and many fine young people were Trotskyites and anti-Stalin, I would say, at the time. He is not an influential communist in any way, and was an anti-communist from the get-go after 1945, 1946. I do think we need to confront Iran. I don't think diplomacy or sanctions have much chance of working without the threat of force. And I think we need to think seriously about what the world would look like with Ahmadinejad with nuclear weapons, providing a shelter for terror and providing a threat to not just to Israel, but stimulating an arms
Y'all people talking about y'all lock and step. Y'all lock and step while the country's doing what it's doing right now.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
just finish this one here about
You're a murderer. You're a liar.
And
thank
thief.
you. The
Scumbag.
To be serious about Iran, or not, to be serious about Iran, one really needs to think about what would happen in the Middle East if Iran had nuclear weapons. I do think Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Egypt.
We're not going to believe that lie again, like you lied about Iraq having WMDs.
Excuse me, would you like to either be quiet or I can ask you to leave?
I'm making a comment like
No,
that.
excuse me, we have rules about how we have conversations.
Mr. Steinberg, do you support a preventive war against Iran?
Excuse me, gentlemen.
I believe you wrote a paper on the subject.
Excuse me. We have a speaker here who's answering the question, and we're going to have an answer.
Do you want to answer the question yourself?
I'm happy to answer any questions you'd like. Right now, the speaker's going to answer the question.
What was your opinion on having a war with Iran after the 2006 Bilderberg meeting where you colluded with Rockefeller?
Okay. Officer, I would like you to escort this gentleman out of the...
Why don't you stand up and come out with me right now?
I have to leave because of the First Amendment,
Stand
or
up and come out.
why am I being kicked out?
We're going to discuss it out there.
What are we going to discuss?
Stand up.
Iran's going to be a huge challenge.
Why?
Stand up and come outside with
We could have a serious debate about it in this country, actually. We need to have a debate.
Can you tell me now why I need to stand up and leave?
I'll talk to you outside. Let's go up the aisle.
That is argument against using military force against Iran. On the other hand, one has to really think about what a world with Iran using nuclear weapon, with nuclear proliferation implications, terror implications.
Let's go out into the lobby.
It would give.
Are you coming with us, or?
I'll be escorted out as well.
You're leaving on your own. I'm not escorting you out.
Well, I'm leaving as well.